Hi, I'm Tati, and today I'm talking about my favorite books that I've read because of Booktube. So this is my first video for the Strike Back Videoathon, and hopefully by the time I upload it, it's still the first day. But for this video, I decided to go with the recommended topic, which I will not always be doing. But that topic is favorite books you've read because of Booktube. So I'm going to be talking about a few of my favorite books that I only picked up because of Booktube, and stay tuned till the end, because at the end is when I will be shouting out a few small Booktube channels for you guys to check out. Now, most of the books I read I pick up because I've heard of them on Booktube, or they're popular on Booktube. So it's actually kind of hard for me to remember which ones I picked up on my own and which ones I heard about on Booktube, because I watch a lot of Booktube. So for this one, I've tried to narrow it down to books that I'm sure that I heard about on Booktube and then decided to read them. And these are in no particular order, just so you know. So the first one is The Host by Stephenie Meyer, and I actually read this a bit ago when I first discovered Booktube. And when I first discovered Booktube, I mainly watched one Booktuber, and that is Christine from Poil and Bananas Books, and it is only because of her video about The Host that I picked this up, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And the second one I'm going to talk about, I also picked up because of Poil and Bananas Books, and that is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. This is definitely one of my favorite series. Now, the rest of these I picked up later on once I was watching lots of different booktubers, so most of these are books that I heard about from multiple booktubers. So the third one is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, and I really love this book. It's the kind of book that I love, like a cheesy contemporary romance, a young adult cheesy contemporary romance. But there's no way I would have picked it up if I hadn't heard all the good things that booktubers were saying about it. Because, first of all, this title, I wouldn't have picked it up. First of all, because of the title. Even when I talk about it now, I usually say Anna instead of Anna and the French Kiss, if I'm talking to somebody who's already read it. And back when I read this for the first time, it did not have this cover. I don't think this cover was out yet. Anyway, the only cover I saw for it was the old cover, which I hopefully will have right here. It was the old cover. And I would not have picked up a book with that cover back then. Now I might, but the title plus that cover, I don't think I would have ever picked it up if it wasn't for Booktube. And I'm not trying to bash this book. I absolutely love this book, but it's just not something I would have picked up on my own. The next one is Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Now, the thing about this book is it's exactly the kind of book I would pick up, and it's beautiful and sparkly, and it's Cinderella meets science fiction fandom. So I definitely would have picked it up. I don't know if I would have heard about it if it wasn't for Booktube, because it's published by Quark Books, which I do subscribe to their newsletter now, but I didn't before, and I don't think I would have ever heard of it. And I'm so glad I did not miss out on this book, because it's fantastic. Next up, I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This book got a lot of hype on Booktube, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure that a lot of booktubers were getting it in a subscription box, and that's how it started, and I kept hearing about it, and it probably wasn't a book I would have picked up if I hadn't kept hearing about it. I would have gone for something else. But I am so glad that I did keep hearing about it, because I absolutely fell in love with this book. So much so that I have 2 copies of it. And this is the fancy UK cover that everybody got in their subscription box. So I actually bought this one first. And finally, the last one I'm going to talk about is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now, this book did get a lot of hype on Booktube, a lot of excitement about it, but but I thought it was an interesting case, because this book is written in a way where you can't really say anything about it without spoiling it, and if you spoil it, it really does kind of ruin the book. The book basically says don't tell anyone what happens in this book. And still somehow the booktube community got this huge hype around it because it's so good, and it got me to read it without even telling me anything about it, because you can't tell people anything about it until they've read it. So I just wanted to mention that one, and I do absolutely love this book too. I'm saying that a lot, but these are favorite books, so I absolutely love all of them. So those were some of my favorite books I've read because of BookTube. Leave me a comment letting me know some of your favorites that you've read because of BookTube, and if you do leave me a comment, I will check out your channel if I'm not already subscribed to you. Now, like I said earlier, part of the Strike Back Videoathon is to shout out some small booktube channels. I'm considering a small booktube channel to be any channel with less than 1,000 subscribers. So that's the only criteria I'm putting on it. I'm going to tell you guys to check out Caroline Reads, Shannon Reads, Emi Bookish, and Rebeca's Grotto. These are all great booktube channels, and their links will be in the description so that you can check them out. And I will be trying to upload a new video every day for the Strike Back Videoathon, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. That's as good as it's gonna get. Don't do this to me. Why? You are plugged in. My puppy. My shirt. You can't read the whole thing. I'm so short. Ugh. There might just be barking in some of the background of this video. Really, I can't wait for him to stop every time because I have to film lots of videos, and I have to try to get this up before today is over, and it's already 8 o'clock at night. Next up. That is totally not going in it. I don't think any of it is. And that sounded super weird, but I don't care. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, it's a skinny book.